Would you like to increase your retail sales without constantly harassing your staff? Well, in this video, I'm gonna show you 3 simple ways to make sure that your staff sells more retail. Hey, it's Jason Everett from the High Performance Salon Academy, where we give you all the tools you need to increase your profit, take more time off, and create the team that you've always dreamt of. So here's the deal. If you want to increase your retail sales, there's a couple really important things you need to know. Number 1, you've got to change your mindset around what selling is versus serving the client that you're working with. So here's what I mean by that, is if you work with your staff and they feel icky about selling, right? It feels like they're selling something to somebody they don't want and or don't need. In fact, I was just at the gym talking to a gal who is a suite renter, and I asked her, I said, what kind of products do you carry within your suite? What do you recommend? And she goes, oh, I don't recommend products because I don't want to have to push something on somebody. And I was like, well, wait a second, like, don't they still buy products? Don't they run to Target or Walmart, or don't they go buy products on their own? And she's like, well, yeah, they do. I'm like, well, why would you not want them to buy from you, especially if the product can be superior? And what I realized is it was a couple of things were going on. Her mind said, if I'm selling, I must be taking something from that person, instead of selling or servicing is giving something to that person. So if you change that mindset and say, how do I serve this client? How do I make sure that they have the very best for what they need to make sure their hair can last the longest amount of time between visits and maintain the same look? So switch that mindset from selling to serving. That's number 1. Number 2 is you gotta track your ask. What I mean by that is you miss 100% of the shots that you do not take. Meaning if you don't ask somebody to actually buy retail, well, they can't even buy retail from you. I mean, they might walk up to the counter and randomly bump into a retail display, knock it over and put it on the counter and accidentally buy it, but probably not. So you gotta track how many times you actually ask your guest if they wanna buy retail. And it doesn't have to be a big fancy ask. You can just say, hey, remind me, what products are you using at home on your hair again, just so I get a good idea. And it might open up a conversation about retail products. You don't have to sell it and force it down their throat. Just ask them what they're using and if they like it or not. That's a great way to open up the conversation. And just using those 2 questions for every guest that sits in your chair will increase your likelihood of beginning the conversation around retail and actually selling more of it. Number 3 is you gotta get your staff to narrate the experience while the guest is actually sitting in their chair. So if they're actually using product, before they do a blowout or as they're actually conditioning, like let them know during the shampoo and during the blowout process or any other process during the entire experience, you want them to be talking about what they're using and why they're using it, and more specifically, why it's one of the products that they like using on the hair. And then just say like, hey, what do you think? Let me put this in your hand. Do you like this texture? How do you like how this smells? Like ask some questions about a product that they're using, and then say, hey, do you want to grab any of those products that we used on your hair today? That's going to drastically transform the conversation and help you massively increase the amount of sales that you get from your client sitting in your chair. So those 3 things are massive ways to transform the conversation around selling retail inside your salon. And I've actually got some good news for you. I've actually created an entire 30-day Double Your Retail Sales Challenge, all with additional tips like that. So those were 3 different tips that are actually not even in the challenge. So you get 30 new tips that are in the challenge, where what I do is every single day for 30 days, I actually direct message every single one of your staff members and give them a tip just like that every day for 30 days. And here's what's really cool. Instead of you harassing your staff, I actually tell them and teach them and show them how to do it. We've seen tons of salons actually double their retail sales in just that 30 days. And if you want more information on that program and you want me to send you over the details, do me a favor and just write 2X in the comment section here, and I'll make sure I get you all the information about our Double Your Retail Sales Challenge. And if you like this video, do me a favor, like it, share it. Let other people know that this content is what you're looking for. Have a good one. See ya.